बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम नाज़रीन, कम्युनिटी में खुशामदीद। हम अपने इस प्रोग्राम में आज मदऊ कर रहे हैं डॉक्टर स्टीवन ब्रॉब्स्ट को। अमेरिका से ताल्लुक़ है, बुनियादी तौर पर मैथमेटिशियन हैं, प्रोफेसर हैं और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस में एक नुमाया नाम रखते हैं। डॉक्टर स्टीवन इससे पहले एक अमरीकी मल्टीनेशनल कॉरपोरेशन टेराडाटा के साथ मुंसलिक रहे हैं और उसके सीटीओ रहे हैं। इसके साथ साथ अहम बात यह है कि ये अमरीकी सदर ओबामा के नेशनल एडवाइज़र फॉर साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी रह चुके हैं। दुनिया के 182 ममालिक घूम चुके हैं। पाकिस्तान तकरीबन हर साल आते हैं और हमें इनसे सीखने को बहुत कुछ मिलता रहता है। ये गुज़िश्ता 12 साल से मेरे पास आ रहे हैं, मेरे यहाँ क़याम करते हैं। हमने इनसे दरख्वास्त की कि क्यों ना ये हमें एआई के हवाले से कुछ बुनियादी बातें बताएं ताकि हमारे नाजरीन आगही हासिल कर सकें, ताज़ा तरीन ट्रेंड्स से आगही हासिल कर सकें। डॉक्टर स्टीवन पाकिस्तान की मुख्तलिफ एआई रिलेटेड और सॉफ्टवेयर रिलेटेड कंपनीज़ के साथ मुख्तलिफ हैसियतों में मुंसलिक हैं और मुख्तलिफ जगहों पे कंसल्टेंसी देते हैं। पाकिस्तान में मुख्तलिफ प्रोजेक्ट्स में हिस्सा ले चुके हैं। एक बहुत बड़ा नाम है, बहुत अच्छे इंसान हैं, बहुत बाइल्म इंसान है। आज की गुफ्तगू से हमें उम्मीद है कि आपको सीखने का बहुत सा मौका मिलेगा। हम खुशामदीद कहते हैं आज के इस प्रोग्राम में डॉक्टर स्टीवन को, और हम इनसे सवालात का बरह रास्त सिलसिला जारी रखेंगे। उसकी वजह यह है कि टाइम की कमी है और हमें सिर्फ 30 मिनट मैसर आए हैं। इस दौरान में हमने सोचा कि इनसे इस कीमती वक्त के अंदर बरह रास्त सवालात किए जाएँ। तो हम चलते हैं सीधे सवालात की जानिब। Welcome, Dr. Steven, to our program.
Thank you.
My first question is that how modern day artificial intelligence works and how it is improving day by day.
How it works is a quite complex discussion. We can teach a whole semester course on it. But
fine.
A simple way of thinking about it is that artificial intelligence uses mathematics and statistics to take historical experiences that are represented in data, and then to understand that data, and then to extrapolate actions from the past experiences. It's a form of learning. So the underlying mathematics uses something called a neural network.
Neural network,
which simulates how the brain works, or at least how we believe the brain works, and connects all of the data in a way that we can then learn. As you give more data, then there's more learning, and the artificial intelligence agent becomes smarter.
Fine. So the question is how it is improving day by day. I mean, it started much earlier with some limited features. Now it is expanding in every aspect of life. So could you please elaborate something about it?
Well, the theory of artificial intelligence and neural networks has been around for more than 50 years.
More than 50 years.
So it's not new, but until recently, mainly it was a theoretical subject. Lots of PhD theses and books and research papers, but the computational power was not there. So it could only be done in theory. But there have been breakthroughs in computer science that allows us to process the data much more quickly and much more cheaply than before. The advent of GPUs, graphics processing units, has been used to accelerate artificial intelligence, and in particular, this idea of binarized neural networks can be executed. Binarized neural networks. So we take neural networks which originally, in theory, were based on floating point mathematics. We now convert this to bitwise mathematics, zeros and ones, which the GPUs are very good at. So we can do it very fast and very cheap. And this is relatively recent innovation in computer science to make this happen. So that's why in the last 15 years, there have been much more advances in artificial intelligence than the previous, 40 years.
Okay. Dr. Steven, my second question is that how do you see AI revolutionizing Pakistani industry? If you have, any input on this about the Pakistan industry, could you please say something?
Well, I think in every industry, in every country, artificial intelligence is going to have big impacts. It allows people to be more productive. With artificial intelligence and so-called co-pilots,
Yeah.
we can help humans be smarter. That does not necessarily mean replacing humans, although in some cases it does.
Yes.
It means giving humans tools to become smarter. So, for example, in medicine,
Yes.
there is a Pakistani startup called Avo
Okay.
that uses
Avo.
that uses artificial intelligence
Yes.
to analyze a mammogram
Okay.
to look for cancer.
Okay.
And if a human doctor
Yes.
looks at one of these mammograms, they are typically around 95% accurate in identifying the cancer,
Okay.
which is not bad, but if you're 1 out of 20, maybe not so good.
Yes.
With artificial intelligence techniques, we can increase the accuracy above 98%.
That's good. Still not 100%, but
not 100%.
More than 95%.
But what's interesting is if you combine the human and the artificial intelligence, then it becomes 99.5%.
Okay.
So the human by themselves is 95% accurate.
Okay.
The AI by itself is 98% accurate. It depends on many factors. These are generalizations. True. But the AI and the doctor together are 99.5% accurate. 99.5%. And this has been tested at a hospital in Pakistan.
Good.
And the doctors are contributing a lot to helping to train the artificial intelligence, and it's being used in the hospital to improve the quality of healthcare. This is just one example. Okay. In the healthcare industry, AI has lots and lots of potential. But in many different industries, for example, in manufacturing industry, you can use artificial intelligence to optimize processes, to predict when a machine might fail, so you can do maintenance rather than a broken machine, slowing down the production lines and so on. You can increase safety. There are many uses of artificial intelligence really across every industry. And that's in Pakistan, but it's also outside of Pakistan.
Yes, of course. My next question is, do you see AI replacing humans on mass level in coming years, mass layoffs?
In some cases, human jobs will be replaced by artificial intelligence.
This is the fear of the time. People mostly are.
But you have to look at it on both sides. AI will cause some jobs to go away. So, for example, Uber drivers, yes, or Careem drivers or taxi drivers and so on. These jobs are going to go away. I will tell you, in Silicon Valley today, yeah, you can order online a vehicle to drive you. There's no human.
Yes.
The car will come to you. You get into the car. You go. It takes you. No human. It's all driven by artificial intelligence with autonomous driving.
Exactly.
So driving jobs will go away.
Okay.
But other jobs will be created.
Yes.
Because artificial intelligence will allow humans to do things that they weren't previously able to do with these co-pilots, for example.
Yes.
And so there's a trade-off. And the jobs that are created are generally higher quality, more intellectually stimulating, okay, than the jobs being replaced. So overall quality of life should increase. And the way that one futurist talks about it, Jerry Kaplan, he says AI doesn't replace people, AI replaces skill sets.
Skill sets.
So some skill sets will go away,
yes,
become unnecessary, and some new jobs will be created. Which require new skill sets, more thinking skill sets.
Yes, yes. Okay, my next question is, how can humans and AI work in harmony?
So I think when you look at AI and humans working together, there are two kinds of impacts of AI. One is automated intelligence, where you basically replace the humans. This is not so friendly because, of course, jobs are lost.
Okay.
The other kind of artificial intelligence, or AI, is augmented intelligence. How do I augment the intelligence of a human? There is a great lecture by a Nobel Prize winning author in economics, that was just delivered a couple of weeks ago in Sweden.
Okay.
He's an economist from Turkey, and he wrote a book or co-authored a book called Power and Progress.
Okay.
And he talks about how AI can be worker-friendly AI because we can make workers more productive and give them new skills that they don't have by themselves when you augment the intelligence. Or you can have, I'll say, worker-unfriendly AI, which is replacement. So as a society, our goal is to look for where are the places where we can augment intelligence, not just automate intelligence.
Okay. Okay.
And I would suggest reading this book, Power and Progress.
This is the name, the title of the book, Power and Progress.
Power and Progress, by this Turkish economist and some co-authors.
Okay.
That I think is very insightful in how to think about
on this
using AI in, I'll say,
more
collaborative ways.
Right. Okay, let's move ahead towards the next question. The next question is, there are copyright issues always. So because of AI, how this copyright issue will be handled?
That's still a bit of an open issue. Today, the large language models are being used to train on all of the openly available content on the internet. Now, if it's private content, the AI agents can't see it.
Yes.
So only the organization that owns the content, they can train on that content, but other people can't see it. But there's a lot of information on the internet which is openly published. And sometimes the people that publish the information did not have the foresight to understand that, oh, this might be used to train AI algorithms in the future, and maybe they didn't always intend that. In fact, in Hollywood, there were big strikes of the writers and the actors because the AI was being used and trained on existing television scripts to create new scripts without the human writers.
Yes.
And the human writers say, wait a minute, you're using my work to train and replace me. This is not fair. Said, oh, but you signed a paper that we own the script, so we can do anything we want with the script. So they have big fights. And eventually, they came to an agreement on how to compensate the writers for the use of their scripts and the training and under what condition they should be used and not used and so on. But yes, it's a big issue because people didn't foresee the use of the content in this way of training. So we have to resolve this issue. It's still I would say, an open issue for the lawyers. Okay. AI is moving very, very fast.
Yes.
Government moves slow. Regulators move slow.
Yes.
Lawyers move slow.
Yes.
They will always be 2 or 3 years behind the progress.
Yes.
That's just the reality of how fast technology moves. So we still have work to be done in this area.
Yes. And there is another fear. This was copyright. And another serious issue is about deepfakes. Mm. So privacy and kind of these things. What can humans do to stop such kind of the things because of the invention of the AI, if it is being used negatively? And deepfakes, video of someone's totally fake, but a common person cannot understand that this is real or fake. So
right.
I
mean, there is a lot of false information, especially on the internet.
True.
And it's not generative AI that created this problem. There's lots of incorrect stories written by so-called journalists that are not based on fact.
Yes. True.
That has nothing to do with generative AI. That's just false information.
Yes.
The problem, as you pointed out, is with generative AI, it can become more believable. Now, if you read this article from a reputable source, like let's say Al Jazeera, okay, it's probably correct. But if you read from some random blogger that has no reputation, then maybe you shouldn't always believe it. Okay. Now with deepfakes, you see a video, you see somebody talking, a politician is talking and saying something, but they didn't really say it.
Yes.
And this is becoming much more difficult to see when it's fake and when it's real. Yeah. Now there are algorithms that are being used to detect the deepfakes.
Okay.
And so there's like a arms race of technology. the people, I'll say the criminals or the bad players that are using the technology to create false content. And then there's the good players using the technology to identify, hey, this is not correct. So at Oxford University, for example, there's a woman who's doing a lot of very interesting research on how to detect these deep fakes and how to tag them and then how to, I'll say, certify this is true content.
Okay.
So in the future, I believe that when you watch content, you look for content that is certified by a reputable source, this is real. And if it doesn't have the certification, you should not believe it.
Okay.
Now, again, some people will still watch it and they will still believe. Just like some people believe, read these blogs, which are nonsense and fake, and they believe. Okay, we can't stop people from reading what they want or watching what they want, but we can make it more visible when something is certified true content.
Right.
So there are ways of doing the certification, but it requires very sophisticated mathematical algorithms to do that. The human eye, these days, it's very difficult to tell.
Right, thank you. Okay, when we are going to see AI revolution, flying cars and virtual time travel, though it has been started in Dubai also, flying taxi and the other things, but when it would be on a large scale, we would be seeing it in the world, these kind of revolutions, flying cars and the other things, changing the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to be careful. AI is not magic.
Okay.
Things like flying cars, that's not really AI.
Okay.
That's just aeronautics.
Aeronautics.
It's physics. It's relatively simple stuff. It has nothing to do with AI.
Right.
Autonomous cars or driverless cars, there is AI there. And you can see that today.
Yes, as Tesla has introduced such facility in
Not only Tesla, many have their driverless cars. Every major automotive manufacturer is working on autonomous cars.
Okay.
Some are ahead of the others, and it will become everywhere. Okay. Now, autonomous cars for driving in Karachi maybe takes a little bit longer because they don't follow the rules.
Yes.
But they will come everywhere.
Yes.
And people think of AI as magic. There's no magic.
Okay.
And AI will make progress. And whatever we think of as magic 10 years from now, it will just be reality. Like before, people think a car with no driver, it's magic. Today, it's reality.
Right.
Yes, it's AI, but it's reality.
Right.
Flying cars is not AI, it's just aeronautics.
Aeronautics, right. Thank you. Are humans getting dumb and AI smarter, and how it will affect the academia and students also, that they are actually producing their assignments, their research work, presenting as if that their own work, but actually that is not. So this is a problem. How we shall be able to cope such kind of the problems? Your thoughts on it, please.
AI is definitely getting smarter. There's no question about that. There's more data, there's more computation, there's more training. AI is for sure getting smarter. I don't believe humans are getting dumber, but the skill sets will shift. Okay. Let me give you an example. When the calculator was invented,
yes, good example.
You can use a calculator and you can do math faster and more accurately. Did it make humans dumber?
No.
Well, in some ways, because I would say that people now growing up, they don't know how to do long division anymore. Yeah. They can't do division by hand. Yes. We say, but who cares? I have a calculator. Why do I need division by hand? It's not actually a very useful skill.
True.
So the automation will replace some skill sets, like long division. It's not interesting anymore.
Yes.
And for example, spelling. The AI will correct your spelling, will correct your grammar. Yes. Okay, is the human now not as smart because they don't know the grammar and spelling as well? Actually, I think the humans will learn from the AI and probably get better at grammar, but definitely the AI is doing the work for them. Yes. Now, it's interesting, when this generative AI came, the students figured out the generative AI long before the professors. And the professor would assign an essay to write, and then the student would prompt the large language model and get this amazing essay and say, here it is. And the professor's like, wait a minute. How is it that Johnny is now so brilliant? Because he wasn't brilliant before and now he's brilliant. What happened?
Yes, exactly.
And eventually the professors, of course, figure it out. And the initial reaction in the universities in the US was, this is cheating. Anybody using this technology and handing in the assignments created by ChatGPT or something like this, flunk them, yes, expel them, punish them. And this is the wrong approach. Okay. This is like saying calculators should not be used in university because the calculator is doing the work. No. Generative AI is a tool. And the way I describe it is generative AI is a skill set multiplier. Okay. If I don't add any value in the thinking of the essay, then I deserve an F because the generative AI did all the work. But I should use a tool as a tool. And so if I use generative AI to give me the ideas, to give me an outline, to check the grammar, to check the spelling, this is a good use of a tool. And so now, generally I'll say, thinking in the universities, about 25% of the content, it's okay. Now, it should not be 100%, otherwise you're adding no value. Because think about it, if in your job, you just prompt ChatGPT and it gives you the answer, you hand this to your boss will fire you and hire ChatGPT.
Yes, of course.
So you have no value.
Yes.
But if you're using the tool to be more productive and you're using the tool to generate a higher quality product, this is a good thing. And students in university and high school and everywhere, they should learn how to use tools to be more productive members of society, create more high quality output. And so I think now people understand it's a tool. And a tool can be abused, yes, or it can be used very productively. Now, it makes more work for the university professors because the university professors can no longer just give simple essays. Now they have to give more comparisons and analytical thinking and so on that requires some human thinking.
Right.
Because if all you do is regurgitate something from a history book, this is not a very interesting essay anyway. Right. So I would argue that professors are lazy. Right. And so professors have to be more innovative and think about more interesting assignments and think more about analytical thinking. And then we can do some research with the generative AI, but I still, as a human, have to have my opinion and do some analysis. And in the end, generative AI makes students and workers more productive, and it's a tool that should be used.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Stephen, being with us, sparing some time for us out of your very busy and tight schedule. And we hope that our viewers would be learning more and more about new ideas, the challenges related to AI. Thank you once again. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you.